Okay. All right, today's lesson is going to be about two things. The first thing we're going to talk about is writing your artist statement. Y'all have to start what before you can start your art? What do you have to do?
Sketching, or you gotta plan it out.
You have to plan it out, and you have to fill out the form, and then you have to get it signed and approved. Then you go create the art. Well, when you're done with the art, you have to write an artist statement, and that's what this document is for. Okay, this is for you to write your artist statement. So I'm going to go over this step by step and explain each one of these and talk to you about how it affects you and your artwork, okay? The first thing it says is the title of the piece. This alone will help the viewer understand the subject and or make him or her think about the work in a different way, okay? You know, if you go to a gallery and you look at a work of art hanging on the wall, it's going to have a title, right? Sometimes the title can tell you something about the piece. So let's say, for example, you drew a picture of an apple and you decide you're going to name it Red Delicious, okay? Cherry Bomb, it could be called Snow White, okay? Whatever you might title it could potentially help the viewer figure something out about your piece, maybe the meaning. Maybe you were drawing just the apple from a Disney movie like Snow White, and you were trying to represent it in a different way. So by putting a title in your piece that will tell the viewer a little something about it is a good thing. Agree? Okay? Now sometimes we go and we see something and it says untitled, and that always frustrates me because I want to know what the title is. I want to know something about it. So when you write your title, think about it. Think, what could you tell someone with this creative title, okay? The next question, why do you like to make art? You want to talk about this specific assignment. Why did you like making this? Maybe you didn't like making it. And you're going to talk about those things that you learned while you were experimenting with the project, okay? Number 3, what did I do? Describe the artwork, including the medium, subject matter, and your inspiration. So what is your medium? What is medium? Anybody remember? Okay, medium is your materials. So medium means paint, it's tempera paint, watercolor, acrylic, whatever paint you use, pencils, inks, fiber arts, yarn, paper. Those are your mediums. Okay, what did you use? Paper mache. Your subject matter is whatever you did. If you were inspired by something, did you have a photograph you were looking at? Were you studying an artist? Were you using one of the lesson books? Okay, that's your inspiration, and you need to tell me what that is. Now, if it's a photograph that you got out of a book, you need to bring me the book so we can make a copy on my printer of whatever your inspiration was, so we can attach it to this. So when I'm grading it, I have something to reference. Make sense? Okay, my artwork was inspired by whom or what? That's in reference to where did you get your idea from? What happened along the way? We all know that this curriculum is all about experimentation, yes? So it's all about the mistakes we make, the things that we learn. So I want you to write about it. Any problems you solved in the process, all that kind of stuff is really important. Now maybe that you just breezed through it. You knew exactly what you were doing. You had no issues because you have worked with that particular medium before. If that's the case, write that out, okay? How did the project turn out? Did it turn out the way you wanted it to? If it didn't, what happened, okay? What did you learn through the project? What would you do differently next time? Why was the piece important? And finally, I want you to list the elements of art and the principles of design. All right, now everybody turn and look up here. Do you see the words that are in blue? All the words that are in blue are the elements of art. Okay, the words in the green are the principles of design. And the easiest way for you to tell the difference, how many of you ever cooked before? Read a recipe? Okay, so when you read the recipe, you have a list of ingredients. Your flour, your sugar, your eggs, whatever you need to cook with. That's all the words in the blue. Those are your ingredients. The words in the green are your instructions. So for example, if I pick an ingredient on the blue list, lines, that's my ingredient I'm using, then I'm going to have a word over here that's telling me what to do with the lines. Maybe I create emphasis with lines. Well, how does that look in a work of art? Well, maybe in this very simplistic work of art that I'm working on, I have one straight line in the center of my paper, and then everything around that is blots of color, just random color. So I have created emphasis with line because my eye is going right to the center where that line is, right? Because it stands alone. There's nothing else like it. Or maybe I'm going to use color, and I'm going to create contrast, because contrast is a green word. So to create contrast with color, maybe I'm going to do opposites and think about the color wheel. Red and green are opposite each other, so I'm creating contrast. Or maybe I'm doing black and white. Okay, makes sense? So when you're looking at your piece of art, you need to list the elements and the principles that you used in your piece. Okay, this will be the most challenging part for you, so you got to really think about it. Make sense? Are there questions about this form? Okay, good. How many of you, is anybody in here finished with their first assignment? Anybody done? Okay, good. When you get done, you have to get one of these, and they're going to be in the pink bucket. We have a short class time today, so your work is on the collage table, so you're going to go collect it and get started. You won't get a whole lot done today. Hey guys, so you guys have just got through watching a great video showing you how tabs-based choice learning works in a middle school classroom. So I just want to tell you a few things about tabs choice. We do 4 types of art. We do experimental and challenging type work where students are learning new techniques. Then we do what we consider works in progress, where they're just continually working on something that might take them several class periods or several weeks to work on. We also do something called the WOW piece, which is a wonderful original works. And then we also do what we call take-homes. Take-homes are those pieces of art that they're the experimental ones, the ones that mom might really love to have hanging on her refrigerator, but we might not hang in the art show. So this whole concept of tabs choice is center-based, so the students get to choose what they get to create. And they have a lot of control over the different elements they're working on, the different mediums, and it's a very exploratory type learning. We also work with the 8 studio habits of mind. The first one we work with is stretch and explore, just so the kids are kind of pushing themselves and learning new mediums. They're exploring things they've never experienced before. It's really important that the kids are also learning to express themselves. Their creative thought process is extremely important in this process. Developing their craft is also really important. getting them to fine-tune those things that they start to love and that they've never experienced, but they now decided, oh my gosh, I love ceramics and I can't wait to get started on it again. We want them to envision things and really push themselves in that big out-of-the-box thinking. We also want them exploring and understanding the different arts communities and knowing what's out there and how they can go into careers within the arts. We want them observing and paying attention to their surroundings and engaging and persisting in their work, and then also at the end coming back and reflecting on their work. The last thing I want to talk to you about is a wow piece. Wow pieces are those pieces of art the students have really thought about, they've improved. These are those pieces you want hung on your wall, the ones that really show strong effort. They took a lot of time. It wasn't really fast. They came to you and asked for suggestions, talked to their classmates and got suggestions from the classmates. They used their whole space well, didn't leave those white spaces all over the place. Something that they've developed through a lot of different experimentations. Those pieces that maybe go home, all those little experimental pieces have helped them to create one bigger, larger piece. So a wow piece is just not a quick experiment. You know, we encourage playing and exploring materials, but that's just not a wow piece yet. That wow piece is coming. I hope you guys enjoyed this so much. I'm so glad you took the time to watch. If you have any questions, I'd love for you to email me any questions you have, and I'm here to help in any way that I possibly can with making your classroom as successful as possible.